Today we are going over the most undeserved UFC title shots, and we're making it a tier list. So let's go. Here is what we're considering today: level of opposition beaten, so where they were in the division at the time, the circumstance of this title shot, their ranking at the time, and their performance on the night of that title shot. So we're gonna jump straight into it with Jack Della Maddalena. I think he deserved that title shot because even though he wasn't like the number one contender, considering the circumstance where he was filling in for somebody else, he was coming off, an impressive finish over a top 5 opponent in Gilbert Burns, and he won the belt on that night and looked great. So that's why, considering that it fills all of the criteria that we're looking for, I'm gonna say it's a very deserved title shot. Okay, but somebody who didn't really get a deserved title shot would be Israel Adesanya, who I'm gonna put him in the B tier. Okay, I don't think it's crazy that he got the title shot against Drakus. I think everybody saw it coming, but that is not to say that he didn't just like lose and then get an immediate title shot right afterwards. But considering he is Izzy, considering the quote unquote rivalry him and Drakus had, it kind of makes sense. And you just had to make that fight. I feel like even though it's undeserved, that was the fight to make still. So still undeserved though. Definitely more than JDM title shot. Somebody who is way more undeserving of their title shot is Yair Rodriguez, man. Come on. That upcoming confirmed but not confirmed title shot against Alexander Volkanovski. Like, you know what I mean? Like, coming off one win, 1-2 in his last 3. That's what we're doing in UFC, just for UFC Mexico. Like, make it a fight night, bro. Like, why are we doing a pay-per-view when there's no champion? Like, what? You know what I mean? And even so, do Movsar versus Volk in Mexico, bro. Fuck it. Just do that fight. It's a great fight. All right? But moving on. I'm not going to dwell on this too long. We got an old school one with Brock Lesnar. Listen, man. When Brock got his title shot, he only had 1 win, 2 fights in the UFC with 1 win. And he did, considering that he did win against the champion, Shane Carwin, like, I got to give him a little bit of props for that. But he really just didn't deserve his title shot. He was 2-1. That was his MMA record. All right. We bring out the fucking knowledge with this pick. Okay. But moving on, we got Sean O'Malley. I'm going to put him in the A tier. Okay. Look, even though he doesn't deserve it, he is the star of the division. All right. And honestly, I know we could have made Sean versus Jan 2 5-rounder. That would have been a way better fight. I get why they're doing it. I don't think it's deserved though. Like, they're like, yeah, you lost to Marab, but we know you can probably beat him. So we're going to give you another 25 minutes to try to chin this guy. And he's been training for Marab ever since that Marab fight, while Marab is training for, Umar. So we'll see how that fight plays out. But regardless, I think that was an undeserved title shot. Moving on, another undeserved title shot is Kai Asakura, bro. He's going into A tier because he's coming from a different organization with no record in the UFC. All right, come in and get smushed. Okay, submitted in the second round. That's not a good performance. And yeah, bro, like, who gave you the shot? And where are you now? Where's Kai Asakura now? What's this guy doing? Yeah, man, I don't know what's going on with that. But another person from his division, I would say, is B tier, Steve Erceg, because considering that he was in the UFC for a while and there was really nobody else that was able to make that date of UFC 301, they needed, a Brazilian champion for that card. They had to have Pantoja fight somebody. It made sense, right? I understand. But he was like ranked 8th or 9th in the division at the time. Erceg coming off a Mash Snell knockout. Like, come on now. The only thing keeping him in B tier is his performance. I still think he could have won that fight. I get why it went Pantoja's way, but he performed good that night. All right. He made me proud. All right. Lastly, we got old Stipe, man. Fucking stiff as a board Stipe. man, he really did not need to come back there, but they cut him a check. They say, here, bro, let this guy beat you up for a legacy. And he hobbled out of that fire station and was like, all right, let's do it. Can't hate on Stipe, though. Like, I would do the same thing in his position. But he really didn't deserve to get a title shot against John Jones. Coming off 4-year layoff when he got laid out by fucking Ngannou. Like, what? Like, who thought that was a good idea? You know what I mean? But regardless, I like Stipe, but he really didn't deserve that title shot. Yeah, man. That was my tier list of most undeserving title shots. Let me know what y'all think. If you like. If you like, subscribe. Catch you on the next one.